Peace. Infinite waters diving deep once again. I hope all of you are taking care of yourself, deep divers. I woke up like this, all magical and fly looking 21, just woo, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Raising the frequency. I feel so much better now. Raising the vibration. I feel so much better now. Take that, take that, take that. Good ass energy I'm sending you, deep divers. The cat down the road said you feel so much better now. Look, shout out to everyone who's joined the YouTube membership for full access to the live streams, exclusive content. Click join below this video and join the new Ralph Smart Patreon page for all new exclusive content that's going to help you become your greatest version. Patreon.com/Ralph Smart Deep Divers. Click the link down below and be inspired. And it's finally here. Go and get the brand new book, Feel Alive 2. Unlock Your Infinite Power by Ralph Smart. Their secret recipe to becoming your greatest version. Now available on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/the book. Click the link down below, deep divers. It's the Bible of becoming your greatest version, right? So I was covering a little bit of the Diddy trial, and right now there is the Diddy verdict, okay? We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about all of it. They've come to a partial verdict, and the verdict is probably going to be announced today. And a lot of you know that I'm a psychologist, but also a criminologist. So this Diddy trial was very fascinating to me just to see the outcome of it, where it was going to go. And deep divers, you already know that every one of my videos is designed to help you become your greatest version. Because if it's not helping us become our greatest version, deep divers, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. Ain't nobody got time for that. So even in this Diddy trial, this was the expression on Diddy's face when the partial verdict was announced. An expression of shock. But this is so much bigger than Diddy, because actually there's a lesson to learn from everything that's happening in this situation to actually help us become our greatest version, okay? I want all of you, because we're about to dive deep, things I'm not telling you about this Diddy verdict. Hit that like button right now if you support The Real, share the video. Hit that like button right now if you support The Real Deep Diver, share the video, because we got a whole lot to talk about. Look, if you are watching this video, this is your confirmation. So much good is coming your way. If you're ready to receive it, because it's a new month. This new month, deep divers, your blessings are gonna double. If you're ready for that, just say thank you. I said if you're ready for that, do a little samba, baby. So deep divers, the Diddy verdict, okay? So what you've had already is a partial verdict has been made, okay? And basically the jurors came to a unanimous decision, agreement with 4 out of the 5 counts. The only one they didn't agree to was racketeering, right? So a lot of people are saying Diddy is going down. A lot of people are saying actually it was just a freak off. That's what happens in Hollywood anyway, right? But let's talk about what this is really about. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? So deep divers, let me play you the news clip. Then I'm going to break it down and give you my reaction. And we're going to take a deep dive. So take a listen to this.
Alert, the jury has reached a partial verdict in the Sean Diddy Combs federal sex trafficking trial. We're going to go live to CB Cotton outside the courthouse with more. And CB, you've been there from the beginning. And for those people who haven't been watching me, could you characterize what the trial has been about and what we are about to get from the verdict?
Hey, Dana, great to be with you. So this is another explosive moment in the courtroom during this 2-month-long trial. Jurors announcing this afternoon that they were unable to reach a unanimous decision on count 1, the most serious charge in this case, racketeering conspiracy. Jurors sent back a note just before 4:30 local time this afternoon to let the court know that they had reached a verdict on counts 2 through 5, but could not reach a unanimous decision on count 1. Again, the most serious charge in this case. Right now, the judge is talking with both sides about what to do next. He has told the courtroom he does not want to give a partial verdict. So now he's weighing two other options, which would be sending the jury back to continue deliberations or giving some version of an Allen charge, which would be, which in most cases would be instructing the jurors to go back and continue deliberations on the count that they can't reach a consensus on. So right now we're waiting to learn more from inside the courtroom. But I can tell you, when this note was sent back today, it's the sixth note between the 2 days of deliberations. Defense attorneys were very quickly huddled around Sean Diddy Combs inside the courtroom, and we saw that one defense attorney hugged another. And this is really a key moment in this trial. For over the course of 2 months, prosecutors have argued to jurors that Diddy, with an inner circle, created a sex crime ring to force and coerce women into drug-fueled sex parties called freak-offs with male escorts while he watched. They called a variety of witnesses, 34 to be exact, including Diddy's ex-girlfriends and accusers, former employees, and law enforcement investigators. And prosecutors say their testimony, along with bank, flight, hotel records, salacious text, and videos, all prove Diddy is guilty of these charges. The defense, of course, takes a much different stance. Defense attorney Mark Agnifilo, in his closing argument, told jurors this is an exaggerated case, and he repeatedly called it a false trial. He insisted that all the sexual encounters were consensual, and he painted these accusers as women who have agency. In fact, he said about ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, he described her as a woman who likes to have sex, and he said good for her. So you just right there, it paints the difference, the stark difference between the arguments in this case. And right now, the latest that we're learning from inside the courtroom is that jurors are unable to reach a verdict on count 1, racketeering conspiracy, the most serious charge. If Diddy were to be found guilty on that charge, he could spend the rest of his natural life behind bars. I'd say the next most serious charge in this case is sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. Now, we don't know how jurors have decided on those charges of sex trafficking, but if he were to be found guilty on those charges, the next most serious, he could spend up to 15 years in prison, up to life in prison. So 15 years to life in prison. And then the last charge is transportation to engage in prostitution. We also know jurors reached a unanimous consensus on that charge. We have seen a lot of action here outside the courtroom, a lot of activity. Supporters of Diddy, others who want to see him behind bars for the rest of their life, they're all gathering here outside the courtroom right now, waiting to find out what the judge decides to do next. Dana, I'll send it back over to you.
All right, CB Cotton, just stand by there.
So, the Diddy verdict. As a psychologist and criminologist, let me tell you about this situation. Now, Diddy, this is like a lesson, deep divers, in becoming your greatest version. You know, I wrote down this. Not everything that glitters is gold. What good is all the riches in the world if you lose your soul? Slow motion this side. Say it again, Ralph. I will. Not everything that glitters is gold. What good is all the riches in the world if you lose your soul? Right? We got to remind ourselves every single day that so many people in the Matrix are aspiring to be in the position of Diddy, to be this mogul, to be this super celebrity with millions of dollars in the bank and having a Hollywood star. This is what a lot of people aspire to be, right? But there's a lesson here in becoming your greatest version, because you see, you got to remind yourself that what's happening to Diddy is not by accident. It's happening because there's a paradigm shift happening energetically. Diddy was around for a long time. Puff Daddy was around for a long time, with the East Coast, West Coast beef, Biggie and Pac and all of that. But what happened? His time was up. It's a lesson, deep divers. You're only given a limited amount of time when you sell your soul. Goat Lucy always comes to collect, and that's what's happening with Diddy. And it's the story of Icarus flying too close to the sun. You know, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And when you're in the music industry, when you're in a position like Diddy, a very powerful position, sometimes it can go to your head. You might have one too many parties and then things get carried away. But you've been doing that for a long time. So you're like, hey, let me continue to do it. But what you don't realize is that you got to continue sticking to the script. You can't bite the hand that feeds you. What am I talking about? Well, you see, Diddy filed a lawsuit against Diageo, billion-dollar company, liquor company, right? And he was saying how they're not promoting his brand, De Leon tequila. He was saying, hey, how come you're promoting George Clooney's tequila, Casamigos? And you're saying that my liquor is for the urban community. So he actually sued them, and I think he actually won. He did win an undisclosed amount. And after that, well, they raided his home. After that, he settled with Cassie, $20 million. After that, he found himself in a courtroom. And his time was up. And my prediction for the Diddy verdict is that they're going to give him some time. He's not going to get life in prison, but he's going to get 15 years. He's going to get some time. And then Trump is going to pardon him because he's friends with Trump. Like, there's stories of him talking to Trump, and they were talking for hours upon hours, right? So Trump has already been questioned. What do you think about the Diddy case and situation? And he's like, well, if it's unfair, if there's injustice, well, you know, I might look at a pardon, right? So I do believe he's going to get some time, but then he's going to get pardoned down the road. But this is a lesson that you got to be careful about chasing the flashing lights, deep divers, because not everything that glitters is gold. The industry, you don't have any friends in the industry. Everyone is for themselves. But you see, what's happening collectively is that the matrix is breaking down. That's the reason why you have this Diddy trial, the Diddy verdict, all of these things happening. Because it's over. The first will be last and the last will be first. That's what this is all about. People who held powerful positions in the music, people who held powerful positions in the music industry, abused their power. Now the chickens are coming home to roost. And Diddy is not the only one. People still want the Epstein list to be released. But Diddy is gonna take the fall for everyone. Because you see, Diddy bit the hand that was feeding him. Once he sued that Diageo, all of a sudden, his homes are getting raided. Before that point, he was good. Right? It's a lesson. Focus on yourself, deep divers. Remind yourself, we are the real celebrities. The music industry is over. It's collapsing. And this Diddy verdict signifies that. The age of, it's all about the Benjamins, the bling bling, is coming to an end. Right now, what's coming back is the truth. Slow motion this side. Eyes wide open. People want to find out the truth. What's really going on? You see, you got to remind yourself, even with nearly $1 billion, which Diddy has, he's still fighting for his life. That's a slow motion. He's got the best lawyers in the world. Can they get him out of this? We'll see. But a partial verdict has already been made. His daughter's in tears leaving court. So you had Cassie here crying in court, saying she loved him. And some people say, well, Cassie was all down for the free cuffs. It was consensual, right? Fair argument. But it's a lesson. Don't be so obsessed with these celebrities, because once you see them on the red carpet taking pictures together, you don't even know what's really going on behind closed doors. A lot of these artists who are being signed to these record labels, it's not because of their talent, it's just because of the free cuffs. That's another story. So here you have Diddy with De Leon Tequila. And ever since he sued them and won, he's been having a whole lot of problems. Whole lot of problems. So, where's Usher? A lot of Diddy's friends, Roadrunner, beep, beep, nowhere to be seen. As quiet as a church mouse. Khaled, we're the best music. As quiet as a church mouse. Jay-Z, as quiet as a church mouse. I don't even know Diddy. It's a lesson, deep divers. In the music industry, you don't even have real friends. That's why I always tell you, connect with other deep divers who are on a similar frequency as yourself, because the industry is fake. So, Justin Bieber, a lot of people are like, okay, what does he know? And even this picture of him with Justin, you know, Diddy has an expression like, hey, I'm the king of the world right now. And that's what can happen with power once it corrupts you. You think you can do anything. But you see, this Diddy situation is showing us that actually Goat Lucy came to collect. You see, a lot of these people, when they get awards, they say, I want to thank God. But which God are they talking about? It's a different God they worship. And many of them are worshipping Goat Lucy, the Baphomet. So with 1,000 bottles of baby oil, that was a humiliation ritual. With 1,000 bottles of baby oil, that was a humiliation ritual. And the Goat Lucy has come to collect. And that's the thing that happens. When you sell your soul, Goat Lucy will come back and collect it. And that's what's happening with Diddy right now. Deep dive is in becoming your greatest version. Always remind yourself, it even tells you in the Bible. What good is it, Matthew, to gain all the riches in the world, but to lose your soul in the process? Soul not for sale. If you're ready for soul not for sale, hit that like button right now, share the video. Hit that like button right now, share the video. So also there was Bruce Rivers, the criminal lawyer, had to say this about this situation, which was fascinating. Take a listen. And this was on racketeering.
There was a whole bunch of racketeering activity, or they call them overt acts, actually. The one thing that you really need to know, and the jury is going to be told this in their instructions, they don't need to prove beyond a reasonable doubt every single one of the acts that was presented. They can pick and choose. Oh, I believe this one. I believe this one. I don't believe that one. I don't believe that one. Oh, but that one looks probably true. So they only need to pick one or two of them, and that's it. I mean, and that's why racketeering, or RICO, is such a broad net. which is just crazy. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy how easy it is for the government to prove their case.
Right? So once Goat Lucy wants you, they'll just throw a RICO charge on you. And racketeering is so broad, it can be anything. Right? He also had to say this. Take a listen.
So, what does that tell you? The fact that they're looking at distribution, and you only look at the distribution if and only if you find that racketeering exists. Did they find that racketeering exists if they're now analyzing what distribution is? You could probably argue that that's the case. And if that's the case, stick a fork in him. He's done. This is really interesting. But this is all speculation on my part too, right? I mean, we don't know exactly what the conversations between the jurors are. So what we're doing is, we're taking little nuggets here, little nuggets there, and trying to speculate. But it's probably pretty good speculation that, they may have found racketeering and now they're discussing whether there's drug trafficking. And you can see from the other questions what they're focused on. And it seems like they're engaged, they're focused on the right things. The other part of the testimony that they asked for was a portion of Ventura's testimony about freak-offs with Daniel Phillip, a male escort who was also a prosecution witness. The jury further asked for Phillip's testimony regarding an alleged freak-off at the Essex Hotel in New York. Phillip testified that he saw Ventura completely passed out and slumped over at that time. What would that tell you? That's not consent. One of the things that Niffolo said in his closing, take away the sex of this. Just ignore the sexual part of this. This is really a domestic case. Yeah, maybe he was a little abusive, but this is a wait. It's like, okay, take away the racketeering for a second. You can't do that. Ignore the facts of the case, would you please? Just ignore the facts. So the jurors have sent it's got to be 3 or 4 notes to the judge.
So the Diddy verdict, deep divers, like I always say, become your greatest version. Focus on yourself. But this is also important because you see, everything happening in the Matrix is showing you where the world is heading. And when you have a powerful music mogul, their reputation being destroyed, it's really showing you that time is up for anyone who's been living away from the Most High. Because you got to remind yourself that Diddy has a lot of power, had a lot of power in the music industry. And when you're putting out songs like All About the Benjamins, and kind of glamorizing this bling bling lifestyle, it's going to come back to haunt you, right? Because we got to start putting out truth there. We got to start putting out truth for the children, right? So everything that's happening with the Diddy situation is a paradigm shift. That's all that's happening, deep divers, where the truth is coming back. A great awakening is unfolding. And that's the reason why, like Cat Williams said, we're in the age of truth. I want all of you right now to hit that like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Also, join the YouTube membership. Click join below this video. Join the Patreon page, patreon.com/RalphSmart. Click the link down below for all new exclusive content. Go and get the 500-page book, Deep Divers. Feel Alive 2, Unlock Your Infinite Power by Ralph Smart. The secret recipe to becoming your greatest version. Now available on Amazon and ralphsmart.com/the book. Click the link down below, deep divers. Go and get the good ass prana shirts at ralphsmart.com/clothes and spreadshirt.com if you're in America. And if you want a one-to-one consultation with me so I can help you become your greatest version, book a session at ralphsmart.com/one-to-one sessions. Deep divers. And that's why I'm just saying, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello there? Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Deep divers, soul, not for sale. Your soul is more precious than all the diamonds in the world. Always remind yourself of that, because in the end, it's not worth it. Keep your soul, deep divers. Keep your soul. One love. Peace.